First swim of the program done. Just did an easy 1K, so a bit of a warm up. Went through and did a set of what I call rolling 100, so 100 easy, 100 medium, 100 hard, and just repeat that, and not too fussed about pacing or timing. Just aim of today's swim was, being the first swim of the program, just get the arms rolling over and get used to being in the water again. Good to get the first one out of the way. It's hopefully going to get a little bit easier from now on in the pool, but the first one's always a tricky one to navigate. But I need to get to work. Going to grab a coffee, and yeah, we'll get right on the swimming from now on. I'm feeling really confident that the swim's going to come up nice and quick, which would be good, and I can't wait to hopefully knock some time off from in the water. I was about to jump in and do my VO2 intervals on the bike for this week. 4 by 3 minutes, and for 255 watts, so 95% of my VO2 max for my efforts. 3 on, 3 off, 4 times through. Doing a bit of a warm up now, having a few snacks, a bit to eat, ready to jump in. So it's gonna be a tough session. These are hard. They're supposed to be hard, but it's all to improve that top end VO2 and boost up the engine size on the bike, so I'm able to sustain better sub-max power and hopefully sustain low 200s on race day. So I just wanted to show you guys, I'm just doing my session on Zwift. Been finding this really good just to keep me a little bit more motivated for some of these indoor trainer sessions. Just make it a little bit easier, give me something to watch. Gives me the wattage on the screen to work towards. Really liking it. Good for the motivation side of things. Particularly these intervals can be difficult, get them done on the trainer anyway, so may as well have something to sort of distract me and keep me on track throughout. So looking forward to using Zwift a bit more over the next 20 weeks, getting to play around with it. So if you've got any tips or ideas on how better to use Zwift or set up interval sessions, or if anyone wants to jump on and do a ride with me at some point, let me know, send me a message, because yeah, keen to sort of play around with it and see how I can use it to make the most of my training. Halfway, had to quickly jump off in the rest to get the fan on. Mistake not putting it on at the start, I'm sweating buckets. It's only 16 degrees in here. As I said at the start, these efforts are tough. So, ready to keep cracking on. Halfway down. Just work hard these last two, finish off positive. I'm hitting big time. The key with these types of intervals are consistency. No point going out and me trying to hold that first effort like 300 watts and then only getting like 200 in the last one. It's got to be 255 every interval. You can see that power profile. There's interval 2, interval 3, bit of rain on Zwift as well to get that 95% of VO2 max every interval. Go as close as possible as you can. Work hard, and then I know recovery boots are just sitting over in the corner on the couch, so I'll get into those straight after. But we've got a minute and a half recovery left. I have 3 minutes of hard work and we're done. Got me bloody hard. Like, minute down, just like realised actually I was only a third of the way through the interval. First started chip away and started to break me a bit, but halfway through I went, alright, 90 seconds. I knew the song that was playing was probably done at that end of that 3, so just keep riding to the end of the song, just find a way. That last 30 seconds was probably the easiest, to be honest. The middle, about a minute 45 in, to about 2:15 into the interval, that 30-second block just killed me physically, mentally. That last 30 seconds was physically tough, but knowing just in my head I could just count it down and I was going to get there, just made it a little bit easier. So, bloody tough session. I got about a minute 10 left in my 3-minute recovery, so 3 off. I think I got 5 minutes, just easy spin to cool down. Go have a shower, get the recovery boots. Sign off for today. Tough sesh, but stoked I got it done. Oh. Woo. Hey guys, just wrapping up for the week here. Just wanted to give you a quick insight into what I'm doing from a Training Peaks perspective. So showing you the types of sessions I'm going to be trying to do over the next little while. Obviously, we had a testing week the other week, and the results of that turned out that VO2 max wasn't too bad. I think sort of I got it here 59 on the bike and 58 on the run. Pretty expected that VO2 max across bike and run is going to be very, very similar, given that physiology isn't changing between the person. It's sort of 2 days apart the test. But in terms of where I probably like it to be, I know it definitely can be a lot higher. Doing a 3-minute ramp test definitely hurts, so I generally only do 1-minute ramp tests when I'm doing work for things like footy. So for those of you who do know me, I'm a field umpire at the VFL, and a lot of our stuff is just really high intensity, stop, start, repeat. Again and again. So I had a game today down at Frankston this afternoon, and yeah, we sort of run anywhere. I haven't looked at the GPS data yet, but we run anywhere between sort of 14, 16 Ks a game, and most of that is made up of sort of pretty much what they call high intensity running. So you think about your sort of top of your zone 4, almost VO2 max and above. We're just hammering it there pretty much all game, working as hard as we possibly can, and then we get a break, walk around for a bit when we're not in control of the play, and then we go again. So I was a bit disappointed that my aerobic power side of things was down, but factoring in sort of fatigue from the game leading into the testing week, long season as well. We start training in January, and we're in late July now, coming almost into August. It starts to build up. I'm lucky I got a bit of a week off next week from footy, so I can focus a bit more on bike and the triathlon side of things, which would be nice, but also just take a bit of a breather and just get some more zone two in. So overall, what I'm aiming to do, bit of zone 2, bit of zone 4. Zone 2 being the long, slow, continuous type training, just to help build up the Ks and legs, essentially, and I'll do that across swim, bike, and run. Some zone 4, we pretty much do that footy anyway in terms of the aerobic power side of things, so improving ability to use oxygen at the top end, or like VO2 interval style type training. We do that at footy. I don't have much control over that, so Tuesday, Thursdays, it's almost like a squad or group run. But I try and get in some specificity where I can, and when we have nights off training, things like that, I'll try and sort of manipulate the training to best suit what is going to be happening over the next 19 weeks to build me to Busso. So around to the laptop so you can have a quick insight, but that'll pretty much do it for the week. This coming week, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we get some of the bike components that I've ordered a little while ago, and then we're going to be able to head down to Adaptive HP to get the bike position all dialed in and sorted out. So I'm really excited about that over the coming weeks, so keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, let's flip around and have a look at Training Peaks and see what's in store for next week. What I've got this week, so this is going to alternate based on the games for footy. You can see I got training on Tuesday, Thursday, so they're permanent, and I don't always 100% know what we're doing at training, so it's hard to sort of manage, but they're always just short, high-intensity runs. In terms of the weekend, like today, for example, I had a game, so I didn't go out and do a long, slow run. I didn't do a big bike. This Saturday, you can see there's blank spots where it still hasn't uploaded anything. But I don't have a game this coming weekend, so I'm going to hopefully get out and do a couple of hours on the bike and an hour or so. Zone 2 running, just nice and comfortable. The bike, it's going to be a little bit difficult to see, but for the bike, it's anywhere between really 125, 135 is what I'm aiming for. I've got leeway up to 140 beats, and then for the run, 102 to 168, but I'm squeezing myself closer to about 140, 155 is going to be ideal. As for middle of the week, like I said, 2 training sessions for footy Tuesday, Thursday, a couple of gym sessions, hopefully sort of Wednesday, Friday at this stage looks the best. Just sort of general movement in the gym, strength, and just improving my movement capacity and a little bit of mobility in there. Got some VO2 intervals again, so I'm going to aim for maybe a pyramid this week, so 15 minutes of work. Aim for 255 watts in those efforts, and then a couple of swims too. So we can see here just more of an easier swim on the Tuesday, rolling 100, so 100 easy, 100 sort of moderate, 100 hard. I've got some RPEs in there, sort of 4 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 9 out of 10 as the aims. But then 100 meter repeat, so pretty much flat out for 100 take the equal recovery. So I'll be aiming hopefully to get back to sort of 90 seconds on, 90 seconds off, I guess, and 1-to-1 work to rest to sort of replicate what we're doing in these bike sessions. When I go for high intensity, I'm going for pretty much a zone 4, so as close as possible to VO2 max, ideally boost up the top end of my aerobic power. Everything that we picked up in the data, and I'll quickly bring up some of the data in a sec to give you a quick look at what's going on there and why I've sort of chosen some of these sessions and why the base phase is really critical in terms of where it's actually going to improve my physiology. What we're looking at here is the graph off my bike test, and the same was shown in the run. Ability to use oxygen at lower intensity, not too bad, getting down to sort of 14.5%, 15%, which was great on the bike, slightly higher on the run. That zone 2 long slow intensity is aiming to bring this down, better using oxygen over a long period of time but at lower intensity. But the big one is here, we can see towards the back end, it really starts to climb and kick up here. So ideally, we want to try and take this part of the graph and just flatten it out, improve our ability to use oxygen at sort of 255 watts, with 95% of our max, subsequently like slightly easier workloads, those sub-maximal workloads. If we have a quick look at lactate as well, some of these lactate numbers getting up there, I mean, 2.2, 2.9, not too bad in those longer, slower stages, but then 4, 6, 8, 10, consistent accumulation is a result of just that continuous, I guess, loss in ability to use oxygen really effectively for the given workloads when ventilation was going up, effectively using what I could have been. So this could be much better. So base phase, super critical. Let's hopefully improve this, boost the VO2 max up, and yeah, we'll see how we go.